Help us get to 55K, Comic Fam. You can win this. We have more hot comics we gotta talk about. Another week, even more record breakers, and Gem, the leader of the Gempire, on the line. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling great, as always, man. Thanks for having me on the show. We're going to talk about the top 10 runners-up, the single sale books that didn't make the Hot 10 list, but we're going to talk about them with you here today.
Slap that like button, Comic Fam. We need your support. I'd like you to win a giveaway by commenting. And let's chat about number 10 on the list, Strange Tales 159, one of Gem Mint's favorite spies and marksmen.
That's right, the first appearance of Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
The love interest of Nick Fury and portrayed wonderfully by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. We have a 6.0 going for $115 in May, up 87%, an increase of $100 for a new sale at $215. And clearly, she is assembling a team of sorts. We're going to be seeing her again soon.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see her appear soon. Just like number 9 on the list, you knew you would see Swamp Thing once again, and we have Saga of the Swamp Thing, issue 20, the first Alan Moore work on Swamp Thing.
Not just a major moment for Swamp Thing, but a major moment for the comic industry at mass. This is when mature comics were becoming a thing, making them more adult-like, and Alan Moore gets the credit for it. We had a 9.8 sell for $230 back in 2018, up 74%, now selling for $400. Yes, that's an increase of $170, but it still seems low.
That's what I was going to say. That still feels pretty cheap. Catch it while you can. As we move on to number 8, we have Tales to Astonish, issue 44, the first appearance and origin of the Wasp.
With so many Marvel blue chip books seemingly out of reach, when you can get a 1.8 for under $1,000, it looks better by the day. We have a 1.8 going for $370 for the first appearance and origin of the Wasp. Back in 2020, up $330 this week, an increase of 89%, now selling for $700.
An original Avenger and someone who you know is going to play a huge role in Ant-Man and Wasp 3 Quantumania. Moving on to number 7, we have Fantastic Four, issue 57, which is that classic Jack Kirby Doctor Doom cover.
Doctor Doom keys are in high demand, and with so much spec pointing towards an appearance this very year, it makes sense why a classic Jack Kirby cover would see gains. But an increase of over $350 for a 9.0 is still astonishing. A 9.0 back in July could have been secured for $735, and that's up 50%, hitting the $1,100 marker this week.
And speaking of books breaking 1,000, number 6 on the list, we have Daredevil issue 2. The Hot 10 list highlighted issue 1, but number 2 is a triple key. It's the second appearance of Daredevil, second appearance of Electro, and the first crossover between one Matt Murdock and Fantastic Four.
Multiple reasons to spec on this book, and assuming that Jamie Foxx isn't finished reprising his role as Electro, this one right here is an awesome book that's still affordable, a 6.0 going for $918 back in August, prior to Spider-Man No Way Home, is up 42%. It didn't slow down, it gassed up with an increase of $380, selling for $1,300 this week. Comic Fam, these are not the only record breakers. Additional record breakers that happened this week. Utilize code TOM101 on the best comic app in existence, Key Collector Comics. Resource 10 books from a much larger list that exceeds 25 other records on the runners-up list on the app. Check out where those books landed. You may have some in your back issue bin. Next at the list, at number 5, Scooby Doo, number 1.
That's Scooby Doo's first appearance in comics. Now, I know Scooby diehard fans will tell you that he appeared 6 months earlier in the Golden Comics Digest 7, but that was a puzzle activity game. This is the first comic book featuring the cartoon character.
That's right. That one page is more like a real first appearance, making this issue number 1 on the cover very sought after. Keep an eye out for these classic cartoon adaptations in comic books. They continually surprise the community, and at what point will it stop doing that? Because they're going to keep on going up. A 6.5 went for $1,130 back in 2021, and that's up 58%, an increase of over $650, selling for $1,788.
Which brings us to number 4 on the list. We have a newsstand copy of Batman 457. Now, not only is this an amazing Scarecrow cover, you have Batman in bondage, upside down, and it's the first time Tim Drake dons the classic Robin costume.
This right here is actually the second printing, and this is one of those books that every single collector, every comic fan needs to know how to spot because it is worth so much money because it's scarce. The second printing is a ghost comic book, and you can identify it with two factors. The first, the UPC barcode in the lower right-hand corner. But the second important factor is the banner at the top that reads New Robin Issue. If you have that banner, if you have that barcode, you have a major collectible on your hands. And I suspect they're still out there because not enough collectors know about it.
Well, let's put into perspective, right? A CGC 9.8 of the regular copy, I just glanced at eBay. You can buy it now for $165. To put in perspective how rare this second printing is, a CGC 4.0 just sold. Now, there's no prior record data, but it's sold for $699.
Hot damn, comic fam. A 4.0 going for 4x what a direct market copy 9.8 goes for. Check your copies in your back issue bin. You need to have this image of what makes this comic book collectible in your noggin on the hunt. You may find a grail. Next at the list, at number 3, Incredible Hulk issue number 2. The second appearance of the Hulk, but the first time you see our monstrous hero in green.
First, Green Skin Hulk, a book that we've talked about plenty of times here. A CGC 3.0 came to market, previously selling for $2,750 back in January, up 45%, now selling for $3,995.
That's an increase of over $1,200, comic fam. If you like what we do, make sure to hit the link in the description. Join the March Mystery Mail Call. Give me an excuse to send you some funny books every single month. And we're sending every single person either a trade dress or a virgin, courtesy of Whatnot, because we have partnered up with them to do this dual exclusive of Silver Surfer Rebirth #1, cover art done by God of War art director Raph Grassetti. Virgins being sent out at random. ComicTom101.com to join the community. At the list at number 2, Amazing Spider-Man issue #1.
My favorite non-first appearance blue chip Marvel key, the second appearance of Spider-Man, his first solo series, but you also have the first meeting of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. He wants to join them because he wants to get paid. And you have the first appearance of the Chameleon, who just happens to be half-brother to Kraven the Hunter.
We also have the first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson, but this chameleon spec cannot be understated because we just found out this past week that he is slated for the Kraven solo movie. And had you been following Key Collector Comics, you would have known that rumor since June of 2021. But this comic book is so wanted by the community that it's just added gravy to the potatoes. We have a 0.5 prior record set for $3,900 back in June of last year, up 35%, an increase of near $1,400, now selling for $5,280. For an intro copy, it broke $5K.
Yeah, that's crazy when you're reporting on 0.5 sales. We're going to go from a 0.5 Silver Age book to #1 on the list, a Golden Age book, and a 7.5.
Hit the like, slap the subscribe. What do you think about the runners up list? Do you own any of these books? Do any of these making the list make you want to spec on something else? Comment, help your other members spec, and enter to win this Omni-Man Invincible #1 Tyler Kirkham Whatnot exclusive. And at the list at #1, we have All American Comics issue number 18, the fourth appearance of the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott.
And it's on the list at #1 because it broke the 5-figure mark. A CGC 7.5 sold for $5,760 back in 2019. It's up 87%, selling for $10,775.
A book from the 1940s doesn't show up in the marketplace often, and when it does, it impresses. Alan Scott fighting off a fighter jet, and we know he is slated for the new HBO Max Green Lantern series. We appreciate your time today, comic fam, and as always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Comic fam, join us on the best new app to buy and sell collectibles, Whatnot, available for both Androids and iOS. Link in the description for dollar start auctions that last as little as 15 seconds long. I do shows every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and Jem starts us out on Whatnot Wednesday at 2 p.m. We have 2 other videos for you to check out. Enjoy them. We made them for you.